Welcome to the Advice Show, media with the common sense approach. So Stacey Dash has been all over social media right now with her comments on Fox and Friends. Stacey Dash was responding to Jada Pinkett Smith's call for not going to the Oscars due to not including black actors and actresses. Well, you need to see what her response is. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
News contributor Stacey Dash. Stacey, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, what do you think about this?
I think it's ludicrous.
Why?
Because we have to make up our minds. Either we want to have segregation or integration. And if we don't want segregation, then we need to get rid of channels like B.E.T. and the B.E.T. Awards and the Image Awards, where you're only awarded if you're black. If it were the other way around, we would be up in arms. It's a double standard.
So you say there shouldn't be a B.E.T. channel?
No, I don't think so, no. Just like there shouldn't be a Black History Month. You know, we're Americans, period, that's it.
Are you saying there shouldn't be a Black History Month because there isn't a White History Month?
Exactly, exactly.
Al Sharpton has jumped on this boycott bandwagon. He says don't watch because Hollywood, here's a quote, Hollywood has become like the Rocky Mountains. The higher you get, the whiter.
The whiter you get. Well, that's not necessarily true, and if it is, you know, that needs to change. What I find astounding is that we've had a president who is black in office for the past 8 years, who gets most of his funding from the liberal elite in Hollywood. Yet there are not very many roles for people of color. How can that be? And why is it just now being addressed?
I can understand Jada Pinkett Smith's frustration that her husband wasn't nominated for, you know, he did a great job in the movie Concussion. But at the same time, what does that say about how people are selected for these awards?
Right, that's assuming they're selected by race, which I think would be a very a disservice to the people who are looking at the films and making the choices. Maybe they need to be more, you know, integrated and there need to be more diverse people in the process of electing.
In the Academy.
In the Academy.
The demographics of the Academy apparently are secret, but for the most part, according to some investigation out in Hollywood, it's predominantly white males.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe that says something about who they select, or are they looking for that, or the best movies and the best actors?
I hope they're looking for the best movies and the best actors. The good news is that there's attention brought to it now. But like I said, over the past 8 years, we've had a president black who gets his funding mainly from Hollywood, the elite liberals.
Yeah.
So it's odd to me that this has now become such an issue.
Now, this woman is silly. She's very, very silly. Now, she played in Clueless, and right now she did act clueless for a little bit. She had to talk down on black people with this situation. She says about, well, what does black people want? Let's paraphrasing. If they want to be segregated or they wanted to be included with everybody, then they should get rid of channels like B.E.T. They should get rid of Black History Month. They don't have a White History Month. Let's talk about that. B.E.T. isn't owned by black people. Bob Johnson, the black guy who had it, sold it to Viacom. Viacom isn't a black-owned company. So B.E.T. belongs to white folks, okay? Let's make sure we put that out there. When it comes to the reason, why did they have to have a B.E.T.? Let's talk about that. Everybody complain about B.E.T. and all these other black networks that they have, but they don't talk about the reason they were created. They were created because you didn't allow black people on your network. You didn't allow them to have sitcoms and movies and things like that. So they had to create their own, and I don't see issue with creating your own. Now, if she was truly about getting rid of people separating themselves, then you would talk about everybody separating themselves, not just the black folks. I mean, you would talk about, I put that comment up about the Latin Grammy Awards. So you think that's racist? Because when black people say about doing their own, all of a sudden they're racist or quote unquote reverse racist. You know, that stupid term. That's not even a real term. But we had the Latin Grammy Awards. You say that's not racist. Okay, fine. You didn't attack that. You didn't attack everybody else's heritage. Like, you know, you said Black History Month. You didn't attack that. You didn't attack National Indigenous Day. You didn't rate the Holocaust and remember that. You didn't attack no other group who celebrate something or have a month. You didn't attack Cinco de Mayo or none of those things. You didn't attack none of that at all. You didn't attack St. Patrick's Day or anything. You just want to say just black people. Because your argument would be fine if you just included everybody, but you didn't include everybody. You just went after black people. I understand on Fox, you have to throw black people under the bus. You have to bash them. But even you could not hold that for long, because you even know, as an actress, Stacey, there's not many roles for black women or black men. You know this. So why you even went on that station saying anything, you should just been quiet about it, because you know the truth, because you end up admitting the truth of everything. The only thing I'm agree with her on what she stated about this, and I said this in other videos, California is a liberal state. It's liberals that did this. It's not a bunch of conservatives. And I tell a lot of people, if you really pull the onion back on a lot of liberal policies and what a lot of them do, it has been doing for the past 50 years to black people, it's not good. They promote the Planned Parenthood being on every corner in minority communities. They don't want us to really get off of the system. We have to beg for everything. We really haven't came up underneath the democratic rule. We haven't. And I'm not saying about no conservatives and anybody else. I'm just saying just a fact with that. I cannot lie about that. You know, but we have to pay attention. That's why I say there are two sides of the same coin, conservatives and liberals. That's why we need to get away from that sort of thinking and figure things out, maybe create our own political party and do things on our own politically. Because that entity of conservative and liberal is kind of a screwed up entity as it is. But Stacey, sweetheart, listen. Much as I know you tried to please the people at Fox, and they're giving you a paycheck right now because that same Hollywood not giving you movies. I mean, shoot, why are you on Fox? You're an actress. You've been in movies before. You've been in shows. Why you have to be on Fox right now? You should be acting, and you should be having TV shows and movies. But there's not many parts for you, and you know this. That's why you really make yourself look stupid even saying the things that you're saying. Don't sit here and just throw black people on the bus and don't think about what you're actually saying when you have lived it most of your career as a black woman. When you look in the mirror, Stacey, you're a black woman, you're a black actress, and you're not getting parts either. So don't try to act brand new with these people on Fox and going to try to go against Jada on this one. You should just fail back, Stacey. Hit me up in the comments, future commentaries, subscribe.